Hey now, Inside BS listeners, it's Dave Lorenzo, and today we're covering the 10 advantages of succession planning. That's right, if you're a family-owned business, we've got the 10 advantages of succession planning for you, and we're getting right into it. Advantage number one, business continuity. So I talk about this all the time. If you are the CEO of a business and you need to take a day, a week, or a month off, you need to have somebody ready, willing, and able to fill in for you and manage the day-to-day operations of the business. This should be true of everyone in your organization. They should be able to step out of the business for a day or a week or at most a month without the business skipping a beat. So they should be able to do, someone who's filling your role in the short term should be able to do your job at 50 to 60% of the capability that you're doing it for the short term. That's what business continuity is all about, and that's advantage number one. Advantage number two, increased business value. If you have a great succession plan in place, your business is worth more. Why? Because the business can run without you. It could run without a key person in sales. It could run without your CFO. The business is more valuable if every role has a replacement lined up for the person who's the leader in that role or the person who can do the job. So increased business value is advantage number two. Advantage number three is leadership development. So our approach at Exit Success Lab to a succession plan is to make it part of the performance appraisal process, the annual performance review process. So you get reviewed in a three-part way in a company that works with Exit Success Lab. You get reviewed on your day-to-day job and the key performance indicators associated with your day-to-day job. Then a portion of your review, in a perfect world it would be a third of your review, is on how well you're training your replacement. So first, continuity planning. How well are you backfilled in case something happens to you and you have to step out for a day or a week? Then second, who's your replacement? So who's going to be ready in 18 months to fill your role? That's the second third of your performance review process. And then the third of your performance review process is how well are you preparing to move into the next role? Now, there's two tracks in every organization that we work with. There is the leadership track, which I just described. Then there's the individual contributor track. So think of someone in sales. In a sales role, you're not constantly moving up the ladder, but you're a huge contributor to the organization. So there's your current role and your performance in your current role, and your compensation is probably directly tied to that performance. Then there's you as a sales leader contributing to the team overall. So it encourages you not to be a solo player in your organization, but to be a team player. That's the second third. And then the third is how well you help onboard new salespeople. So even in the individual contributor role, even in the sales role, there is a succession plan there. And that is the leadership development process in every company we work with at Exit Success Lab. And leadership development is the third benefit of a succession management plan. It is the third advantage of a succession plan. The fourth advantage is risk management. So sudden leadership gaps lead to huge risk in the organization. If you have a succession plan and the succession plan is tied to the performance appraisal process, you've naturally shrunk the risk down. The fifth step, or the fifth advantage in the succession plan, this is live, folks, doing it without a net. The fifth advantage in the succession plan is the preservation of institutional knowledge. That's right. You can pass on the traditions, the customs, and all of the institutional knowledge in a way that is natural and easy because it's included in the training, it's included in the succession plan. The sixth advantage to a succession plan for a family business is cultural consistency. Family businesses feel different. They feel better. They feel natural. They feel like an extension of the family. And that cultural consistency is really carried through when there's a succession plan in place. That's the sixth advantage of a succession plan. The seventh advantage of a succession plan, improved employee retention. The employees stay longer because there's always something on the horizon for them. I mentioned an 18-month training program to get you ready for the next position. You got something to look forward to always when there's a succession plan in the organization. The eighth advantage is strategic clarity. Everybody knows where the business is going because there's a plan in place for them. There's an opportunity on the horizon for everyone. That strategic clarity is a huge advantage. The ninth advantage is harmony, especially among the family. So in a family business, there can be strife among siblings because nobody knows who's going to take over when dad leaves the business. Well, if you're doing a succession plan, everybody knows who's going to take over because that person is being trained on a regular basis. So there's harmony among the leaders, especially powerful and important in a family business. And then number 10, the 10th advantage is that there is an operational readiness. The business is always ready to go, always ready to succeed. It is always ready, even in times of natural disaster, because everybody is on board with what comes next. People are trained for roles other than their own. The organization is nimble. It is evolving with the times. I can't tell you how powerful it is to have a succession plan in place and how much more valuable it makes the business. So those are the 10 huge advantages of having a succession plan in place and ready to go in your family business. If you have any questions about this or you want to learn how to implement this in your business, reach out to me. My phone number is directly below. Call me and I can help you. I have a team that's available to help you put a succession plan in place. Now, if you're thinking of selling your business, you need to have an exit plan, and this succession plan is a component, is a critical part of the exit plan. As I said, it makes the business more valuable, and it is the first step in treating your business like an investment. If you're the CEO, you're the owner of the business has to be able to run without you, and this succession plan is step number one in making that happen. My friends, I have one ask of you before we part company today, and that is for you to share this show with a family business owner that you know. If you know someone who runs a family business, an entrepreneur, send this show to them because we've found that most family businesses do not give a lot of thought to succession planning. That's why we've spent so much time and effort here on the Inside BS show talking about it. Please, if you care about your friends who are entrepreneurs, share this show with them. Help them understand the importance of putting a succession plan in place. I'm Dave Lorenzo. I'm the Godfather of Growth. I will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. with another edition of our show. Until then, here's hoping you make a great living and live a great life.